right, I'll call to order the meeting of the Northern Nevada Water Planning Commission with a roll call, please.
Okay, Danielle Henderson, Michael Widmer, Bill Hauk, Michael Drinkwater,
Here.
John Enloe,
Here.
John Flansberg,
Here.
Mickey Hazelwood, John Martini,
Here.
John Combs, Dave Solaro,
Here.
Mervin Wright,
Here.
John Zimmerman,
Here.
Harry Fonstock, Mylin Nguyen, Cindy Turchek, Ron Penrose. We have a quorum.
All right, thank you. Moving on in the agenda, item number 2, public comment. Do we have any email public comments?
I did not receive any public comments for this meeting.
Do we have anyone listed as an attendee who wishes to make public comment? You have 3 minutes. Are you seeing any public comment? Anybody raising their hand?
Nobody has their hand raised.
All right, hearing none, we'll move on to item number 3, approval of the agenda. Can I have a motion, please?
Commissioner Solaro, move to approve.
Commissioner Flansberg, second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 4, approval of the minutes from our July 1st, 2020 meeting. Is there any discussion or anybody have any items they want clarification on? All right, hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve. Zimmerman.
Second.
Enloe.
Motion is second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Moving on to item number 5, is Dr. Padilla with us?
One moment, he's coming in.
This is a review and discussion and possible recommendation to the Western Region Water Commission concerning a draft letter of commitment to the National Science Foundation, NSF, for membership. Krishna, are you with us?
Yes, I am.
Take it away, my friend.
Okay. Thank you, Commissioner Martini. I would like to reiterate the letter, the draft letter that you have in your package, that the Nevada Water Innovation Institute at the University of Nevada, Reno, and Water UCI at the University of California, Irvine are proposing to the National Science Foundation to establish a center, Industry University Collaborative Research Center, and we named it, at least for right now, as WASHER, Water for Sustainability, Equity, Resilience, and Environment and Resilience. And the purpose of this center is to look at issues that are related to water supply and water reclamation in the context of scarcity of water. And what we have done is that we have asked the founders of the Nevada Water Innovation Institute to become members if and when the National Science Foundation approves this. We just submitted a preliminary proposal. If we are given a go-ahead after that preliminary proposal review, we will be submitting a phase 1 proposal sometime in December. At that point in time, we need to submit firm letters of commitment from the prospective members. And the membership would be starting sometime in fall of 2021 if all the stages of the proposal submission gets approved. And we have requested that from all the members of Nevada Water, or founders of the Nevada Water Innovation Institute. And likewise, we are asking the Western Regional Water Commission and Northern Nevada Water Planning Commission to provide a letter of support or commitment, become a member of this Industry University Collaborative Research Center. And in the letter, you have the topics of discussion, which was based on a technology roadmap that was developed by the joint members of Water UCI and the Nevada Water Innovation Institute. And with that, I request, my letter is the request to the commission to approve and forward it to the Western Regional Water Commission. And I'm happy to take any questions any of the commissioners might have.
Thank you, Krishna. Does anyone have questions for Krishna today?
This is John Enloe. Krishna, I think it might be helpful for the members to explain who all would be involved in this center.
So right now we have firm commitments from 4 entities in Southern California for the Water UCI site. So there are 2 sites, University of California, Irvine and University of Nevada, Reno. And at the UCI site, there are 4 members, prospective members who have provided letters of commitment. They include Orange County Water District, Santa Margarita Water District, Irvine Ranch Water District, and I can't think of the 4th name, another water agency in Southern California. And for Nevada, at the UNR site, we requested letters from all the 6 founders of the Water Innovation Institute. And so far we have firm commitments from the Nevada Department of Transportation, Truckee Meadows Water Authority, and Washoe County as well. So, and we are requesting, we've requested letter from City of Reno and City of Sparks. In the past, the 2 cities have given a joint letter on behalf of Humworth. And that's, that request is still outstanding with Mr. Martini and Mr. Flansberg and Mr. Drinkwater as well. And then with respect to Western Regional Water Commission, this is the letter that you are listing. And I want to add that intentionally we have not asked members outside of the founders or from the private sector based on the discussions we had at the joint board meetings of the 2 universities over the past few months.
All right, any other questions for Krishna today? Hearing none, this is an action item. Would anyone care to make a motion or provide comment?
This is John Enloe again. I've been involved with Krishna in these discussions. I think we've had at least 3 different meetings with the entities that would be involved in the center, and Tom was very supportive of this effort, and I would encourage all the members of the NNWPC to be supportive of it as well. That being said, I make a motion to forward this recommendation to approve the $50,000 membership to the Western Regional Water Commission.
I've got a motion. Do we have a second?
Solaro, I'll second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Krishna.
Thank you, Mr. Martini. Thank you all.
We'll move on to item number 6, which is a presentation and discussion regarding the 2020 Integrated Source Water and 319H Watershed Protection Plan. Mr. Wessel.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. For those of you, you're undoubtedly aware most of your entities have been involved in this coordinated effort, but the Water Planning Commission staff has been coordinating with the Division of Environmental Protection and Resource Concepts and other local agencies to complete the 2020 Integrated Source Water Protection Plan. The plan implementation will support cooperative stewardship to preserve and improve quality of both surface and groundwater for the communities of the Truckee Meadows and throughout Washoe County. So today, to present on current effort is, I believe we have Kim Rigdon, we have Birgit Whittegren, both from NEP, and also Lynn Zong and Jill Sutherland from Resource Concepts. And oh, good, they're going to be able to present and share their screen. So with that, Mr. Chair, I turn it over to, I'm not sure who's starting. Is that Kim? Are you starting this one?
Yes, can you hear me, Chris?
Yeah. Yes, sounds good.
Great.
Go ahead.
I was starting to panic because I couldn't see the video. So bear with me for just a second while I'm trying to get my screen to work properly here as well. Oh my goodness. Nothing, everything's frozen up. Okay, well, I don't have my notes to go off of, so I apologize. My screen is a little frozen. For the record, my name is Kim Rigdon. I'm with the Nevada Division of Environmental Protection, and I work in the Bureau of Safe Drinking Water. And we've been working with this board, well, not with the board, but with can you see the screen? I can't see much. The Source Water and Watershed Protection Stakeholder screen?
Yes, that's up.
Okay, you'll have to help me a little bit here. We've been working with our partners. We came before the board in 2017, I think it was January, to get your blessing to do source water and watershed protection planning in Washoe County. And we got the go-ahead from the board to work with staff in the various agencies listed to go ahead and move forward with this. And here we are 4 years later. We've worked with John Enloe at Truckee Meadows Water Authority. We've worked with Chris Wessel, obviously with the Washoe County. We've worked with Teresa Jones at the Stormwater Planning Committee and City of Reno Public Works. We've had a lot of wonderful staff provide input into this planning process. It's a comprehensive plan to look at how do you not only protect your drinking water sources through source water protection, but also to look at, a healthy watershed and how to protect the watershed. And I don't want to go too much into it because I wanted to give Jill and Lynn with RCI, who is the state contractor that facilitated this entire planning effort, plenty of time to show you the wonderful product that is the outcome of this planning effort. So I will hand the time over to Lynn, I think is going to be giving the presentation, and we'll wait till the end to ask questions and see if there's anything else we can provide at that point.
Okay, great. Thank you, Kim. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Okay, good. So I'll just walk you through the amazing plan that was created by the stakeholder group. I want to emphasize that what I'm going to show you was put together by the Truckee Meadows Regional Planning Agency, Jeremy Smith and Damien. When you hop on to the web map, this is the opening page, and you go in, and here's what you have. You have the Truckee River watershed in the Reno Sparks area, Truckee Meadows, and a ton of information. We made the entire plan digital, which we're really quite excited about. So let's just, for instance, look at the Spanish Springs area. If you click on the watershed, information of that watershed comes up. You can go to more information, and it brings up about a 13-page document, which has quite a bit of information in it. An introduction, a very nice summary, like an executive summary, the water quality standards, water quality concerns, strategies to protect and improve water quality, a summary of the stakeholders and plans, because a lot of water quality improvement projects are already existing in the plans of the stakeholders, and references. And we tried to make as much of it as we could clickable, so you could go to the references and whatnot. So we have those for all of the watersheds in the Truckee River area. And then we also have for the groundwater basins that aren't in the Truckee River area, we have descriptions of those as well, which have the same information, similar information to the watersheds. The focus of these descriptions is that a person that wanted to apply for a grant or conduct a water quality improvement project could go to one of these documents, either the groundwater description or the watershed description and pull out the background information that would be needed for a report or grant application or whatnot. Going down the layer list, the tributary watershed boundaries, these are the watershed boundaries. Oh, isn't that interesting? Oh, there it goes. That are more specific to the tributary descriptions that the stormwater group needs to have. And it just makes it for easy navigation. Groundwater basins, major streams, the Truckee River. Something that we think is quite interesting for our group are the, once you zoom in, a layer that shows the Washoe County parcels, the parcels with septic systems, and the parcels on private wells. So in this particular area, in the Mount Rose Fan area, you can see there's quite a few parcels that are on private wells, and then also quite a few parcels that are on septic systems. And as you're aware, this is a concern for water quality. You can type in an address and find it. This is kind of an educational component. You can see where your parcel might be within the source water protection areas. And forgive me, I completely went too quickly over that component. A big part of this plan is it shows the source water protection areas, which are broad areas for source water, and then the critical source water protection areas, which are these smaller areas. Those areas are really the 20-year capture zone for wells and springs, as well as a narrow area along the tributaries to the Truckee River. The source water protection areas are much broader and include more of the recharge areas that are important for our drinking water. Then up here at the top, we have the program overview. This is a very good, quick 3 or 4 page document that describes everything that I'm talking about here and more, with live links to get to them. That will help you really see what this is all about. And then of course the project profiles. So in order to comply with the EPA 9 critical elements, as well as the state integrated source water protection plan, it's really important to say how we're going to protect water quality. So for instance, so we developed all of these. They're all clickable into more detail. And I'll just pull up this one, assessment of desert soil leaching potential. So these projects say who's going to do it, where it's going to happen, how it's going to protect water quality, what public education would be a component of it. Of course, this is all voluntary, non-binding. Quite a bit of information. I know I went pretty quickly through all this, but just wanted to give you an overview of this fantastic resource that is available for the community to help protect their water sources. Now, with that, I'd like to turn it back over to Birgit.
Oh. Good afternoon. This is Birgit. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Excellent. Good afternoon, commissioners. I am Birgit Whittegren with the Nevada Division of Environmental Protection. And I know we're having a little bit of technical difficulties today, so I'm very happy that we could show you some of the screen sharing here of this plan and a couple of the elements that it can do. So Lynn Zong with RCI has presented a culmination of this multi-stakeholder effort to create a joint source water and watershed planning tool for the Truckee River and Washoe County. This plan and resultant online tool can be utilized in many different ways, and one important one, which I believe you're aware of, is it opens up a bigger pile of money through the 319 program with the state and some other sources that we can utilize to actually implement the different projects that are identified under the plan. I would like to also mention that this plan was originally a part of the One Truckee River plan that was approved locally in September of 2016. and is also closely coordinated with the Stormwater Committee's recently updated tributary plan. I would like to thank the Northern Nevada Water Planning Commission, the Western Regional Water Commission, the Truckee Meadows Water Authority, and the Truckee Meadows Stormwater Permit Coordinating Committee, as well as Truckee Meadows Regional Planning Agency, and all of their staff that has worked so closely with us and whose efforts were immeasurable in helping us get here. I know this was a very brief presentation, and we're asking you if you have any questions, or I know you have an action item on this, but we just want to thank you all, and we look forward to working with you in the future to be able to implement the priorities that the local entities identify through this planning effort. Thank you. Are there any comments or questions?
All right, thank you. I appreciate the presentation. Are there any questions from the Water Planning Commission members?
None.
All right, hearing none, we do have a recommendation for staff to accept this report and presentation. Can I have a motion, please?
Enloe, so moved to accept the report.
Commissioner Flansberg with second.
A motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll move on to item number 7, which is a presentation of comments received on Chapter 2, Water Resources, Chapter 3, Water Purveyors and Other Water Providers, and Chapter 8, Water Conservation Plan, Efficient Uses of Water, for our upcoming 2021 RUM update, which I can't believe we're already here again, Chris.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly, and kind of crept up on us too. Yeah, as you're aware, we have started the update process. I know it's been a little bit confusing without our regular staff meetings and everything, but we've started with these 3 chapters. Chapter 2, the Water Resource Chapter, Chapter 3, the Purveyors and Other Water Purveyors Chapter, and Chapter 8, the Conservation and Efficient Use of Water Chapter. And those chapters are in your packet. There are red lines.
I'm probably going to have some back and forth with some of the people we just presented with, so I probably not.
Hey, Lynn. Hey, Lynn.
I gotta go.
Mute.
I'll talk to you later. Okay, bye.
There you go. So anyway, I've included redline versions which are attached to your staff report for your review and comment. I'm looking at these 3 chapters are fairly low-hanging fruit chapters. They're pretty simple. These don't change a lot each time we do this update. And so I've asked certain individuals to review them. Most of the changes related to these 3 chapters presented to you today are provided by TUMWA, and it was mostly in order for them to update their language to be consistent with the water resource plan. The red lines are for substantial changes that have been made to the chapter. Highlighted elements in the chapter are really reminders for staff. We're still looking at information, probably looking for some numbers or just a reminder for us to do something. So they're not really relevant for your review, but certainly the content within those are, should you have any comments. So basically, we are looking for comments from all of you. As a practical matter, the chapters have been provided to you in a PDF format. However, we can provide Word versions of the documents at your request in case you want to submit any changes or comments you have in track changes. And we'd appreciate it if you do it that way. We're looking to receive the comments by mid-November. I think these 3 chapters are pretty simple. Shouldn't be a lot of changes in them. And maybe we can bring these back in the December meeting with any changes that you've submitted. So with that, Mr. Chair, I guess I can point out what changes were made. I could run through that. It's pretty clear in the staff report. I probably wouldn't tell you anything more than that tells you, but it's up to you how you'd want to proceed from here.
All right, thank you, Chris. Any comments or thoughts from the commission?
This is John Enloe.
Yeah, Chris, we're just, the Tumwa board is going to see the Tumwa's water resource plan and probably approve it at our meeting here in October. I just want to be able to go back through these chapters and just make sure everything is consistent with that approved water resource plan, so we could get some comments back to you within the next month or so.
Sure, and Commissioner, if we aren't able to get all the comments in time for the December meeting, we can always push it down the road. But yeah, absolutely, no problem there. Cara Steeland, Lane Chrisman, and also Bill Houck have all provided input on those chapters. And some of the other agencies have too. Both Reno Sparks and actually Washoe County have provided some updated numbers, as has Sun Valley GID. So.
All right, so Mr. Wessel, you indicated you'd like to have comments back. I didn't write the date down. Did you say November 2nd?
Yeah, well, mid-November, certainly by let's see, I guess if we get them back by the 14th of November, that would be good.
This is a possible action item. Do any of the commission members want to make a recommendation? All right, hearing none, we will not take action on this item. I would ask the commission to return comments on these 3 chapters to Mr. Wessel by the 14th of November. And then Chris, you thought you would bring finals forward in December?
Yeah, certainly the, kind of a final draft. They should be in pretty good shape by then. Maybe a few updates still. There's some formatting changes they're going to have, and maybe some updates of some figures and so on, but really it should be pretty close.
All right, we'll look forward to them in our December meeting. Any further discussion or comments from the commission? All right, hearing none, we'll move on to item number 8, the program manager's report. Mr. Wessel.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. This is pretty standard. You've seen this before. You'll notice that we only have the one report this time. Right now, we're in transition, getting all our contracts together. So having a project status report isn't very much value at the moment, but I'll have something for you on that in December. The plan, the financial report that you're looking at shows that we've received, based on our revenues, about $400,000, and we've spent about $25,000. So looks like we're in the red, or in the black, excuse me. Yeah, thank God for that.
Yeah.
So I think we're fine there. No big surprises.
All right, any comments from the commission? Chris, we'll see what we're used to seeing, you think, in our next meeting?
But probably in December, our next meeting will probably be a workshop. I'm not sure that would be the meeting for it, but certainly by the December meeting, I think we'll get something together.
Okay, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Discussion regarding location and possible agenda items for the November 4th, 2020 meeting of our commission.
Yeah, well, right. Well, Commissioner, I'd say that what we have planned is our workshop on priorities. It is the only item I have for that meeting. At this time, I think we're still in kind of the virtual mode, so I expect that to be the method for the meeting. It's a little bit more complicated when we're doing our priorities, obviously. I know it's not as exciting as getting to put the dots on everything. I know that tactile feel of voting for something is always gives everybody a rush, but
I'm sure Commissioner Enloe will find a way to get his secret dots back into the program.
I don't know. We may have more accountability on the digital copies. I'm not sure, but so I think my plan on that was to send out basically maybe send them to you electronically and then have you return them to me. We just go through the various projects, and then you vote and then send them back to me. I tally that and we bring that back in December. In our December meeting, we would then have, the review of the priorities workshop. And we're also looking at, we're updating our conformance review procedures right now. And I'm hoping to have something on that for you maybe by December. We'll see. Still waiting to get feedback from certain folks, but we're hoping to have something like that. And then I think as you and I discussed, Commissioner, that the meetings are, we seem to be in almost a constant conflict with meetings these days. So possibly a discussion on a policy or procedure for alternates to fill in for you should that be good. And that might be a discussion we can have in December, and maybe we can formulate that policy along with Mr. Pawnee. I think he's a little bit more amenable to the idea of having alternates sit in, either permanently or temporarily on various meetings. So maybe that's something we can bring back in December, I'm thinking. So those are what I have for the rest of this, or the rest of the calendar year at this time. Yeah.
Thanks, Chris. I am in favor of us discussing formal alternates. Each of us in our own jurisdictions probably, get those alternates appointed in a different way. So if Mr. Pawnee could provide us with an opinion as to our ability to name alternates and what procedures should be followed, I think it's a good idea. I think we are all stretched a little thin, and having some backups is probably a good idea, so we're not in a constant quorum issue every month.
Put that together.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mike.
All right. Anybody else have any issues they would like Mr. Wessel to address at our coming meetings or agenda items that you can think of? Wow, this is a quiet commission today. Hearing none, I don't think we need to take action here. Am I correct, or do we need to take action to announce the next meeting? Yeah, we're regularly scheduled. Okay, thank you. That'll bring us to item number 10, which is commissioner comments. Are there any comments from the commissioners today?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this is Mervin Wright. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you great, Mervin. Thank you.
All right. Well, I just wanted to just inform you that, I've been participating with the governor's climate change initiatives, and there's a lot of pretty bold comments that were being made, over the last 2 weeks during these webinars or these listening sessions, but they were basically just inviting comments from different sectors of the communities. And I also participated in what was called the Indie Fest that was held last Saturday. And listening to Southern Nevada Water Authority's representative, listening to DRI representatives, people are really focusing a lot of attention now on future water supplies. And since all of us, represent our respective entities, and just wanted to just let you guys know that as time starts to progress, and you may start seeing more information, notices, meetings regarding climate change initiatives. My immediate concern is the legislative side of how water is managed. We talked about, the possibility of state engineer involvement with amending some of the NRS statutes. And so anyway, focusing on, our water rights settlement and the Truckee River Operating Agreement, I'm just want to, just let everybody know that, I mean, those 18 years of negotiations and the 5 years of litigation that followed, I don't want to have to go through that again. And, but I think when we start seeing different initiatives coming from the legislature, I just wanted to just let you guys know, we just need to be mindful that some of these ideas and thoughts about how we address climate change will be coming. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Wright. Are there any other comments today from the commissioners?
Chair Martini.
Mr. Solaro.
I just wanted to update the group on the program manager recruitment process. I think it'd be nice for all of you to hear. So we were going through that at Washoe County Human Resources. The recruitment process is in the phase right now where they are scoring the tests and providing a list. We will be holding interviews at the end of this month, the week of the 29th, I believe, or maybe it is on the 29th, for the interviews to be able to get a recommendation of 2 to 3 names to the WRWC for their November meeting. So just thought it'd be good for everybody here to understand that update. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Solaro. Any other comments? All right, hearing none. Mr. Wessel, do we have any staff comments?
None today, sir.
Okay, that'll bring us back to our public comment period. Have any emails come in during our meeting, or is anyone in the public wishing to speak? You will have 3 minutes.
We have no hands up and no public comments.
Thank you, Kathy. All right, moving on. We are adjourned. Thank you all.
Thank you, everybody.